This is In My Lounge Room, and I'm your host, Sky.
And I'm your other host, Damo, and on today's episode, dating stories.
Not just dating stories. Hey, Damo.
Hey, Sky, how you doing?
You know, just another week in paradise.
Oh, hell yeah, the weather's lovely. I'm not sweating or anything.
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
And my youngest
Sarcasm.
son, I can
Yeah.
feel that, yeah. My youngest son, his basketball game was forfeited this morning.
Oh.
I was actually...
By his team or the...
By the other team, COVID.
okay.
COVID's just...
God damn.
I know. But
Yeah.
I was quite relieved. I was like, yes, get to go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to be said for being there for them and being supportive and all that. But, gee, it's good sometimes to have a break.
Oh, it's so good.
And they're like, oh, I can't do the thing. And you're like, oh, damn.
I know. We get to go. I know. I think all the parents are a bit like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, today's been get up early, go for a drive to a dance supply shop to get dance shoes, finding out that because it makes sense to buy secondhand ones because they're really expensive. They only last for a season, so just buy secondhand ones. The shop selling the secondhand shoes, cash only for secondhand shoes. I'm like, we're out in Malaga.
Oh, no.
Near the market. So I'm like, all right, Google, nearest ATM. Then realize I don't carry a card. I do everything
On your
on my
phone.
phone with
Yeah.
the pay pass thing. And I'm like, well, I'll have to find, because there are ATMs that have cardless cash.
Yes.
Do you think there is in Malaga?
No.
No, they're all from like 1993. So no, that didn't happen. Then just went to dancing, home from dancing, back to dancing. And then here we are.
It's so exciting. I had a forfeit for basketball, then went for a swim at my sister's place, and then my oldest won his basketball game.
I did stab my child in the leg with a really sharp knife.
You win this Saturday. You totally win.
Not on purpose, but I did kind of like throw a knife and I didn't throw it on purpose. It slipped out of my hand. And when I tried to grab it, I did that kind of like, pushed it.
Yeah.
And so it flew faster than it would have fallen, and her little leg happened to be in the way. And so I spent the next 20 minutes, half an hour, dealing with the bleeding, crying child.
Oh, just what you want.
But anyway,
She seems fine now.
she's alive.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Didn't have to go to hospital. All good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, shall we do this?
Yes. So today we've normally, we wait till the end of the episode and then we read some emails if we've got them. But this week, that's all we're doing.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So we've got a bunch of emails to read, and we've also got screenshots that have been sent to us from people with their experiences on dating apps, the interactions between them and the person they've matched with, and also got some screenshots from my Facebook where people have commented on the post with their experiences. So
Shall I read
kick it
an
off.
email? Okay.
go for it. What do you got?
Let's do Robert's email.
Robert. We're going to call him Robert. That's not your name, Robert, but we did say we'd protect people's privacy.
Let's
so.
call him Rob.
Robbo.
Yeah.
Okay, Robbo.
Okay,
Let's
here we go. Okay, this is how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I matched with a lady on a dating app and the conversation was going pretty well. At this point in my single life, I like to take time to get to know people before meeting them, as I was still new to the scene and testing the waters. But this lady had charisma and confidence. Plus, she looked good, so I agreed to meet her after just chatting for a night.
That's a great start. I mean, everything's. I mean, why not? He's broken his own rule because he felt like it was a reasonable thing to do.
And she had charisma.
Well, that's how you get them. Well, why wouldn't you? But I do like that he pointed out you wouldn't normally go to a person's place and meet a stranger, but he's made a judgment call.
Yeah. Okay. So they message on and off. We'll get on to the more exciting stuff. As I get out the car, I see her in the garage, which has been set up as a dog grooming studio. Is that like a bit of a red flag there already?
Well, I don't know. I see self-employed...
True.
Small business owner.
Yeah, okay, that's unfair of me. Yeah. Okay, so she invites me in and I see she's drinking a Jackson Coke.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with drinking Jackson Coke, but when you're waiting for someone to come over for your first date and you're sitting in a dog grooming studio in a garage drinking a Jackson Coke.
It's a bit unusual.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Okay. I smile and say hello nervously, and she immediately starts talking to me at 1,000,000 miles an hour, rushing from one thought to the next. I mean, I do that every day, but I struggle to keep up, but finally she asks if I want to come into the house. Here we go. This is where it gets fun. She trips over the step and falls into her kitchen. I'd say it wasn't her first Jackson Coke. She laughs and says
was that Rob's words there? Or that's yours?
She laughs and says she's already had a few drinks and not to worry.
There you go. Not to worry. I'm pissed.
Okay. I see by the kitchen counter that the current Jackson Coke she's on is probably her 4th or 5th.
Ooh.
Yuck. Oh, she tells me I can put my drinks in the fridge, which is a relief as there is no space on the kitchen counter for dirty dishes and general mess.
Oh, so is this like a...
like a Hoarders episode.
Yeah, or I'm looking at it from what's it, like a Neanderthal psychology kind of thing, like this is my nest.
Yes.
This is where I keep my things.
Yeah. Okay, so I grab a can and we head out the back for a chat, and so she can continue smoking. Okay, gross. I'm an anti-smoker, you know that. So that I would have already turned around and headed off. No judgment at all. She smokes and drinks heavily as she tells me of her life and all the adventures she's been on. The charismatic girl from online fades quickly and is replaced with a drunken mess whose problems are all because of everyone else. I want to leave but feel bad just walking out when I agreed to go to a movie, so decide to stick it out.
Rob's nice. Rob's a nice guy.
He's a guy. He's like the male version of me.
Well, I think Rob needs to, and I'm sure he's learnt from this and why he's telling us this, but Rob, not your name, you've already put an addendum on there that you wouldn't normally do this. Like, this is why you don't.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. It goes on. Her 2 teenage sons start swearing from inside the house that they want dinner, and she quickly starts screaming back that she's on break from her kids.
I'm on break, you bastards.
The exchange escalates quickly, and I suggest maybe we should leave or we will miss the movie. She tells her boys to F off, and we storm out the house. As a mum of 2 boys, I hope I never do this. Okay, so...
Oh, shit.
I know. I'll continue reading.
Yeah, please.
We start walking to the cinema and she grabs my hand to hold on the way. Oh, no. It feels extremely awkward as I only just met this lady, but I'm not sure how to politely say, let my hand go. So I just let it happen. Thankfully, as we reach the cinema, I move to open the door and have an excuse to break her handhold. As we go...
Her hand.
I know. Just the holding of the hand.
As
we go to the counter, she loudly tells the cashier that we're on a date and asks if she thinks we're a cute couple. Could you imagine that as the poor cashier?
Oh, jeez.
Don't you think we're gorgeous?
We're on a date.
How cutesy. How beautiful am I?
Yeah, it's a prat. Carry on, sorry.
The cashier doesn't really care, surprise, surprise, and just wants the transaction to end, but she continues to press her for an answer. I save the cashier by asking for some Maltesers, yum, that are at the other end of the counter so she can walk away from us. As soon as the cashier is gone, my date puts her arm around me and kisses my cheek. I smile awkwardly and say we're going to miss the movie. Any comments so far?
I've got tears in my eyes already. I'm visualizing this situation.
Okay.
Rob's in too deep. Rob should have backed out,
Right.
but Rob's put himself in a situation that he has no control over now because he's let himself be there.
And worse, he's on a first date going to a
movie. So you're about to lock yourself in, Rob. You're
Yeah.
about to spend however many hours it is. You've already committed to doing this. Yeah, I would have no.
I know. Poor Rob. Okay, let's go on.
Okay.
We grab our seats and she starts talking a mile a minute again about everything that comes on screen. If it's an ad for Coles, she talks about grocery prices. A preview for a movie, she talks about all the actors. The movie starts and I gesture for her to stop, but she just keeps on going. Thankfully, we're in a pretty empty theatre and off to the side by ourselves, so no one is annoyed by the constant chatter. That would do my head in. 45 minutes into the movie, she passes out. I silently move to the next seat over so I can enjoy the movie in peace. She lies awkwardly in the theatre seat and starts to drool over herself.
Sick.
Oh
Lovely.
my gosh. Yeah.
Yep.
The movie ends and I wake her to leave. That's always my dream end to a date.
See, I would have just
Same.
just go. Just like leave her asleep. She'll
Yeah.
wake up and be like, "Oh, I'm at the movies," and go home.
Exactly. So the movie ends and I wake her to leave. She's annoyed I didn't wake her to watch the movie. How rude.
Yeah,
She's quiet as we leave the cinema. On our way home, a kid comes screeching past on a bike. It's a bit odd because it's now nearly 10 p.m. at night. She sees him and recognizes one of her sons. "What are you doing?" "Just heading home, Mum." "What's that?" "Xbox." "Where'd you get an Xbox?" "Found it." "Well, get it home before someone sees you." I mean, I'm assuming that's what she sounds like.
Oh, that's being polite.
I
But
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I dropped her home and politely decided not to go in for a nightcap.
Oh, it's good call, Rob.
End of story.
Jesus.
I think she might even be from Mandurah,
Oh, God. I
which
mean,
makes me sad.
if there's people from Mandurah listening, it's a lovely town. You know,
I'm a Mandurah girl. I'm
yeah.
okay.
It's all right. I got family in Rockingham, and you know, I've got a friend who lives in. I've got friends who live in like Southern River, so you know,
There we go.
There's all
See?
sorts. It's all right.
Yeah.
Rob. Don't do that again, man.
Never again.
Don't go to a stranger's house. I mean, it works the same for men. I've done this, right? So going back a couple of years ago, let's say 5 or 6 years ago, I was on Plenty of Fish. Now, I find that particular app abhorrent.
Yes.
Main reason being that people don't have to match with
I
you to
know.
message you. They just message you.
Yep.
And I've encountered more
Insanity?
yeah, and catfishing and
Yeah.
just weirdos than I have on any other dating app. Anyway, so I started talking to this woman. She was a bit older than me. Turns out she's a singer. We started talking about singing and songwriting. She wanted to collaborate.
Oh,
I'm like, that sounds great.
yeah.
So there was no talk of dating. There was no talk of hooking up. There was nothing like that. It was just musicians talking. I talked to her on the phone. Mm-hmm. She was drunk. Oh. So I'm like, this happens,
Yeah.
right? But then like on the Friday night, she's like, oh, why don't you come over, bring your guitar. We'll work on some songs. You know, we'll have a jam. Now, to a musician who's not working, that's really attractive. That's
Very.
like not from a romantic attraction, from like a cool, I'm going to go make music.
Yeah.
Because it's like going, hey, child, come and have some lollies. You know,
Right.
it appeals to me. So anyway, I drive to Clarkson.
Oh,
right?
that's a bit of a drive.
Anyone who's not in Perth, it used to be, in those days, past the end of the freeway.
Yeah.
So it's what? 20 kilometres away up the... It's not as far as coming from Perth to Mandurah, but it's a fairly good drive. So drive all the way up to Clarkson. Oh, it could have been further. Could have been Merriwa for all I know. Anyway, I knock on the door of this house and I'm holding my guitar in my hand. It's about $3,500 worth. Knock on the door. This man comes out and he's like, "Oh, are you Damo?" And I'm like,
What?
yeah. And I take a step backwards. I'm like, "Are you her husband?"
Yeah, right.
Because I don't. Could be. And he's like, "No, I'm the flatmate." I think we have to have a bit of a chat. And we step outside and he goes, "So she's inside in the bathroom smoking weed with a guy who she thinks is you."
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Mind blown. What?
And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, this dude rocked up and thinks it's Damo." I'm like, "Does he look like me?" And he's like, "No." I mean, at the time I had a beard, big long Kelly beard and long hair. He's like, "No, not at all." Dear, okay. So I've like, okay, she's obviously been talking to two people at once and got conversations confused and invited some guy over. So I'm like, "That's cool. I'll leave. I was just here to jam anyway." As I start to leave, she comes out of the bathroom. She's got a drink in her hand. She's off her face. And she starts like yelling at either him or me. I thought it was at me. And she's pointing like downwards towards the ground at his feet and my feet and going, "You're a liar, you're a liar." And then she's like, "Liar, liar, pants on fire." And just starts singing, right? And I've looked at this guy and he's kind of like shrugged and... So I'm just like left, got in my car, drove around the corner, got on my phone, rang her up and I was like, "That was weird. What the hell's going on?" She's like, "Oh, I thought he was you." And I'm like, "Why were you calling me a liar?" She's like, "I was calling him a liar for like..." And I'm like, "Who? The guy who was in the bathroom who you thought was me?" Like... I said, "He didn't even look like me." She's like, "I don't know, I got confused." And then she started abusing me and I'm like, "Yeah, gotta go." Hung up, blocked her on everything. She found me on Facebook the next day, messaged me trying to apologize. I'm like, "No, it's cool, it's cool." Decides to ring me through Messenger. And then again, starts with the apology, escalates into just yelling. And I'm like, "Yeah, this is not cool." So yeah, that's about...
Wow.
That's my dating horror story. What do you think of that?
That's liar, liar. That's hilarious.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm just going... It didn't sound like that. That was my artistic interpretation.
I just couldn't imagine it. That's so funny.
Oh, it was weird.
Wow.
So I'm just relating to Rob and like going to strangers' houses. That was the first and the last time I went to someone's house without meeting them in public first.
Yeah, I think I've never really done it other than like when I was really young and I'd go home with guys from pubs. But I mean, I'd met them.
You've met them in public.
Yeah.
It's not like when you're online, you've spoken to someone. No one knows that you're talking to them unless you tell a friend. Now, okay, I've done like going back when I first got into the online dating, talking to a woman. She's like, "Meet me at this pub in Fremantle." I'm like, "Cool." Messaged a friend of mine, said, "I'm going to meet this girl at a pub in Fremantle." She's like, "Cool. Thanks for letting me know." I'm like, "Cool," because I've got an exit clause. If I need to go, I can like message the whole ring me like and say it's an emergency. I need to get out of here or that kind of thing. Got there, got along really well. She's like, "Do you want to come back to my place?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." So I messaged Anita and I'm like, "I'm going to this woman's house. She lives in this area." And we walked outside and she said to me, do you mind if I take a photo of your car before you come over? And I'm like, please do. Because I'm like, cool. She's protecting herself.
Yes.
And she's letting me know that she goes, I'm just going to send it to a friend of mine if that's cool. I'm like, go for your life. Because that's sensible.
Very.
Let people know where you are. Protect yourself. But anyway, let's read another story.
Okay.
Can I read this one from, let's call her Lisa.
Oh, hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Okay, so Lisa starts, she says she's changed the year that this happened.
Okay.
So I was going to do that anyway, just to like make it so, you never know who's listening. Back in 2016, I decided to try Plenty of Fish. Oh my God, here we go. We're just talking about this. A dating app to try and meet someone, as plenty of people do. I met this guy who was around early 30s, but he was living in a share house due to being unemployed. But he had a decent personality and treated me very well at the start of the relationship. Okay, so they got into a relationship. So this is dating as a whole.
Okay, so it's not just the first date.
No, this is someone she was quote unquote dating. Until about probably the 6 months into the relationship, he started making small jokes about my weight, how I dressed. But during that time, he would also get me new shoes and clothes and say that he was only trying to help me become the girl he knew I could have been, and I believed him.
Oh.
How's that make you feel?
It makes me want to
Because
just...
visually, you don't look comfortable with that.
No, 100% I don't. I hate people like that. One, he's having a go at her weight, but then he's trying to make her feel better by saying that he just wants her to be the best she can be.
Yeah, I want you to reach your potential because, you're fat.
Yeah.
Shut up, mate.
Yeah.
He started a FIFO job about a year into our relationship. Wow, she hung in there another 6 months. See, like she said, he started off with his decent personality and treated her very well. It was till about 6 months. So it took 6 months. So she's well and truly in there.
She's in.
So over the next 6 months when he started working FIFO, and then noticed he wanted me to send inappropriate videos and pictures to him, but I was uncomfortable doing so. It's a year into your relationship. Some people that's fine, but some people it's not fine. That's your choice.
100%.
Some people send photos straight away. Lucy, we spoke to last week, it's her job for people to see her naked.
Yeah.
And as she mentioned, some women will do it straight away.
They do.
Yeah, because it's like, he wants to see, I'll send it. Men will do it without even asking, without being asked.
That happen many
and that's
a
a whole different thing. It's like, okay, she said hello to me. I'm pretty sure she needs to see a photo of my penis at this stage. Yes. I don't think women operate like that.
We 100% do not, ever.
Right. I mean, I've had women who have said, do you want to see my tits or something like that? That's different. They asked me.
Yeah. That's asked. Yeah, that's fine.
That's called consent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I have never ever said, "Oh, can you send me a dick pic?" I've never said that.
No. I mean, once again, there are probably women who have said that.
Sure.
But just sending it without permission, just don't.
I've gotten some really gross messages and videos from men. Yeah.
What they don't get also is you're on the internet when they send it. If you wanted us to see a penis, you could Google one.
I could.
And you could see a really good one attached to some really hot guy that you actually want to look at.
Yep.
Not just some random dude you don't know showing you a close-up of... Anyway.
They've really got to work on framing.
Yeah, it's be better. So we'll just carry on from that. Sending inappropriate videos and pictures to him, I was uncomfortable doing so. Completely all right. I told him that, but he would always say, well, I'll get someone else then. Oh, this guy's a piece of shit. So I would do it to make him happy because I was in love with him. Oh,
I just want to give her a hug.
Yeah. Okay. But he's pulled her in emotionally with the way the relationship started. He's forcing her to do something that she doesn't want to do. Even it's something innocuous as sending photos, she's not comfortable with it.
Yeah, and I think because he's already made her feel like second rate, now
Yeah.
she feels like she has to do these things, so she keeps him happy.
And what gets me is, like, if you look into this guy's psyche a bit and his method of manipulation, the negative things that he's saying, like, oh, you need to lose weight, you're unattractive, but hey, can you send me some videos of you and some photos? Mate, if you don't find her attractive, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Like, why is it so important that she does this? I get it, you're FIFO, you're working away, you can't see your girlfriend. Dude, just get on Pornhub, whatever.
It's free.
Yeah. Get on, sign up to OnlyFans and give some women some income.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Lots of single mums out
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do that, man. Sign up for OnlyFans. So this continued till about the end of 2018 when he became less interested in talking to me. That's 2 years. And he just lost interest. What were you doing, mate? What were you in there for in the first place?
Exactly.
I told you last week I was going to get upset.
I can yes. Oh, if you could only see his body language right now.
He less interested in talking to me, wouldn't see me as much as before, and just kept me hanging. And then before we ended, I found out he was cheating on me for 8 months. 6 months, sorry.
So there was a bit of breadcrumbing going on there as well. He kept her hanging, he just sounds awful. And
yeah. I'd love to see a photo of this guy, but I've already got an image in my mind. But anyway, send us the photo, Linda.
Yeah.
So after that's a bit of a breach of his privacy. You shouldn't ask for that. But anyway, the guy's a piece of crap. So after we ended, I reached out to his ex, it's familiar for you, and asked her if he treated her the same as me. And she said yes.
Yeah.
And that he cheated on her too. And here's the kicker. He spent 18 months in jail for a crime involving a minor. I was sick to my gut because he had a 10-year-old at home at the time. I was so hurt and angry at the time because he acted like he never did that crime. So I never trusted anyone after that. It took me a while to get over that hurt and betrayal. But now I'm due to get married in September to a really wonderful guy, and he is an amazing stepdad. Hell yes.
Yeah,
Linda?
that's awesome.
Yes.
Go, Linda.
That was horrible.
That's not even a horror dating story. That's just a horror relationship story. I can't even talk. I'm so upset. Ugh. Yeah. No.
I don't. I've got nothing. Oh, sorry, I've got nothing. I was have my head in my hands.
You're so upset. You can't say anything.
No.
Okay, so that's pretty. Yeah. Let's do something a bit lighthearted. Can we talk about my Tinder experiences the last week?
Please do. You sent me some screenshots that
I did.
I think I did the old. I do this for Catalina. I'm like, send him this. This will be funny.
You did, yes, and it was funny. So
what do you got?
So I'll go with the first one. So I got on Tinder on I think it was last Friday or something. And I messaged the guy just a couple of messages and then was like, what are you doing for the long weekend? And he's like, this is what he said. Gym, I'll do some laps at the pool too. Dinner and a sleepover Sunday if you're keen. Kiss face. That's all. That's it.
How long had the conversation been going prior to this point?
12 hours.
Okay. Let's not talk in time. Let's
Okay.
talk in sentences.
Yeah, maybe 12.
Okay. So, because things become stretched out on dating apps.
That's
so
true. Yeah.
It's literally one conversation. It's not like days and days
No.
of getting to know someone. You've matched with him. You've had a conversation which is protracted. And then it's come to the, what are you doing for the weekend? Which is not...
What are you doing with me?
No, that's right. I think people... that question, it's just conversation so that I can say to you, what are you doing this week? And then you just tell me what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then if I want to, because this is something you do when you're dating, this is it's like getting to know what people like to eat.
Exactly.
Right? Because if I'm going to ask you out on a date, I'm like, I'm going to get to know what you're into so that when I ask you out on a date, I can say, so anyway, I know that I've worked out you like Italian food. So I can go, so anyway, I know this Italian restaurant that's really good. Have you been to blah, blah, blah? You go, no, I haven't. I'm like, cool. Would you like to go there this Friday?
Yeah, so
that's how you do it. But
if
anyway,
this guy had been clever, the bit about I'll do some laps of the pool, you know me, I love swimming, ex-swimmer, swam to Roto. I would have been like, awesome, what do you swim? Well, I love to swim.
conversation about swimming.
Yes, and it could have progressed from there. No, he went from laps of the pool to dinner and a sleepover.
Dinner and a sleepover.
Yeah. And then I screenshot it and sent it straight to you and was like, oh my gosh.
And so what did I say?
So this is my response, and it was totally from you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Before I unmatch you for that dodgy proposal, I'll just let you know that your response has just earned a spot as a topic of discussion on an upcoming episode of my podcast. I think the topic will be presumptuous attitudes and self-entitled behavior on dating apps. And then I sent him a link to this podcast.
So you've let him know that that's what had happened. And I do notice, I've got the screenshot in front of me now, he didn't say not to do that. So we're doing it.
Anyway, yes. So then do you want to read his response?
So his reply, because I'll be him, that was absolute rubbish. FYI, Tinder is a hookup site, not a dating site. Tinder is like any other part of the internet. It's what you want it to be.
Yeah.
There isn't a rule.
Exactly. If you Google Tinder, it says
Dating app. Yeah. We've already had this conversation, but I've had a few long-term, and I say long-term, longer than 3 to 6 months, started on Tinder or Bumble.
Which is awesome.
And they didn't work, but it was potentially that's what I was there for. That's what I got into.
What? So not a hookup?
No.
Oh,
no.
interesting.
And I've also got a really close friend who I met through Tinder.
There you go.
Good mate. Get over yourself.
Yeah, well, I've got a really good friend. He lives in Denmark now, but from Plenty of Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You didn't get murdered?
No, thank goodness I'm still alive.
All right. Do you want to read an email?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read... Oh, which one?
The next one from Michelle.
Michelle? Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. Right.
It just says dating horror story.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yep. Hey, I just started listening to your podcast. Saw the Facebook post and thought I would write in with my worst date. Awesome, Michelle. So, I had separated from my husband a few months prior. I thought I would get back out there. A fella, great word, hit me up through one of the singles pages I'd recently joined.
Oh, it's murky waters there.
We know. We seem to have quite a bit in common. Not the usual type I go for, but my type didn't work out too well for me previously. So we go on a date. We get along well, great conversation, similar upbringings, all that. When he invites me back to his place, well, it's been a while, so I accept. Mm-hmm. Only thing is, he's taken me to a commune. Oh my gosh! I haven't read this.
I know. Oh, it gets better.
Okay, stop laughing, Sky. Okay, I'm easygoing. Life's an adventure.
Can I just jump in there and say we're not laughing at these people, but the scenarios are damn hilarious. If you were watching a sitcom and this came on, there'd be a laugh track, and it'd be funny.
The laugh track is us.
Yeah.
Then I see on his wall a picture of the leader of the cult I had just watched a documentary about.
Oh, you poor girl.
Okay, I questioned him. Yep, he's in a cult. Oh my gosh. But I'm already there, and it's been quite a while. Oh, Michelle, I feel you. I feel you. He insists on leaving the lights on, which I was incredibly uncomfortable with. Mediocre sex. I leave. Then he sends a message body shaming me. So needless to say, I'm still single with that caliber of men being the only type to show any interest. These days, I'm just working on myself, so I don't accept invitations from odd folks anymore. Oh my
Michelle.
gosh.
I'm cleaning my glasses. It's
Yeah.
like laughing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like a commune, a cult leader.
The fact that the picture on the wall was someone she'd seen a documentary
documentary.
about. You know when you get that kind of that physical response when something freaky happens?
Yes.
I just would have felt like you'd go cold. I would have
Yes.
freaked out and just gone, oh shit. But like you said, it's been a while
Yes.
and there was guarantee. But then mediocre sex and bail. And because he's made her feel uncomfortable by forcing her to have the lights on. Now, I like lights, not bright like spotlights
but
on
you
me.
don't want to be pitch black.
No. Pitch black is got its place.
Yeah, sure.
Because when you, what's it called? Sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
You take away one sense, other senses get heightened. I mean, people have sex with blindfolds on for that reason. So
That's
lights off sex can be great. It's much better with someone you've already been with.
Yeah,
so
you
can
know
kind
each
of
other well.
explore a bit.
Exactly.
But if your partner says, I don't want to do this, whatever it is, in this case, lights off, here comes that C word again, consent. Don't do it. Don't make her do it. If she says, I don't like my elbows being touched because I'm ticklish and it will ruin the moment, don't touch her elbows.
Yeah.
Listen, but once again, he's in a cult.
He's in a cult. He lives in a commune.
Jesus. Go you, Michelle, for working on yourself. I'm not going to say there's someone out there for you, but someone's perfect.
That's right.
And there's 7.5 billion people on the earth. Half of them are men. Not many of them are like this guy. But yeah, I mean, you have pointed out that you haven't had some very good experiences, but I really hope that you can avoid this kind of experience in the future. That was full on.
I know. I just can't believe how well it was going, and then it all went downhill so quickly.
Oh,
Like, great date, and cult member.
yeah, just
Love it.
can I read some? I've got some screenshots for that I found on Instagram. So I messaged this girl. I'm gonna call her Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Okay,
Yeah.
her name's not Kim, but I'm just going to zoom in on this. Okay, so this has come in partway through the conversation where gentlemen, I mean, they've obviously had they've started off with, what are you looking for from Tinder? Okay, people ask that question all the time.
All the time.
I don't think it needs to be asked.
No,
but
it's my least favourite question.
what it's leading to is like, are you here to hook up?
Yes.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Don't be like don't be so vague.
Yeah.
So, what are you looking for from Tinder? And she replies, I have very low expectations for Tinder.
It's Tinder.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's probably easy to say what I'm not looking for. One night stands or friends with benefits. I have enough friends, and one night stands are never good for the women. They're not that great for men either. I've never planned to have one night stands, but I have been with people that have turned into a one night stand purely because of circumstance, not because I've gone, yes, conquest, not going back there, but because something else happened where I've either changed my mind or I didn't feel like it was appropriate because I've gone, yeah, no, I've learned something about myself or this situation that I don't want to continue this, right? But you're right. It's not always great for people. So here's a reply. I understand completely. I understand. I completely do. I go through phases hoping to meet the dream partner for life, but then I think, gee, am I really looking for an online app for that? looking on an online app for that. But then again, I think it's just about the only method these days. You don't really go up to someone in a bar. Well, you do.
You do.
I don't, but you do. People do.
Yeah.
I just feel weird about approaching strangers, but anyway. I feel like that would be creepy and intimidating for someone if I'm like, hey, how's your night? It's not. I mean, you've said this to me. I'm like, I just feel a bit weird about it. Like, people don't mind. It's not creepy or intimidating. People really don't mind if you say hello. If they don't want to talk to you, they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Or they'll find an excuse to leave.
Continue telling this, but I want to tell you that my best pickup experience ever.
Okay.
All
right. So she's given that a love heart react, on Tinder, how you can give it a little love heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of after something real, deep and meaningful because otherwise it's just sex and that's all, which I don't mind at times, but it's also not a great feeling meeting someone just for that. Now, old mate here, why have you asked the question, what are you looking for from Tinder? Why don't you just come straight out and say, this is what I'm looking for, how about you?
Yeah.
He's waited for her response to gauge what she's going to say, because if she had said, oh, I'm looking for a straight up hookup and that's it, he would have been, yeah, sweet, down.
Yeah, what time?
Yeah, but he's given 3 full paragraphs about what he's not looking for.
He's really deep and meaningful and,
So I think in the comments in the Instagram post, he said this was on Monday, and then on Wednesday, he said this. Okay, I know we discussed this, but would you be keen on a one-night stand or friends with benefits?
Oh my gosh, really?
What?
Didn't she just say, I'm not interested in one-night stand or friends with benefits?
Yeah. I'm not really, confident about what I'm looking for, but this is definitely what I'm not looking for. Hey, would you be interested in a one-night stand or friends with benefits? Even though I just 2 days ago gave you my full spiel about how I'm looking for something deep and meaningful. Old mate's voice has changed.
It has.
She said, if we discussed it, why ask again?
Right.
His response, okay. I guess I thought you might have changed your mind. Maybe not. Sorry.
Whoa. How did he do that? He just twisted it to make her the evil person in that. When she'd said from the beginning, this is what I don't want.
So she said, because you could tell she's pretty sick of this by now. She goes, you agreed with me. Why would I change my mind if you agreed? Now, here's the response of all responses.
It's awful.
I don't know. You might think I'm good looking and want to have some fun. Just guessing, really.
Oh. Just threw the phone down. Seriously, this is what we're dealing with. As a single woman, this is what we're dealing with out there. It does my head in like that. And then the one from that guy about, dinner and a sleepover.
Yeah, now, I mean, we're not here to bash men.
No,
okay?
we're not.
I mean,
Sorry.
we had old Robbo at the beginning of the show. He had a pretty interesting experience. I've had interesting experiences. But women... women aren't perfect.
No, I'm not
saying
even
that.
close.
But women don't do this.
No.
If you say no to a woman, she goes, cool, you've said no.
Yeah.
She said no to this man. And he's like, well, I'll just leave it a couple of days. So anyway, that thing that you said no to, are you up for it now?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway. Another email. I'll what do we got? We got Anna.
Hey, Anna.
We'll call her Anna. So Anna's got 2 bad dates. So there's some text there.
Yeah.
I'll read the first one. You read the second one.
Okay.
And we'll try not to spend too much time on it. It's a lot of words.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I have 2 bad dates to tell for now. Just to get a background on my life at the time, I was going through a messy divorce, long time coming, and was in a good headspace. I was studying and working, and these dates happened on the weekends without my kids. Well, it's all right. You don't
Yeah.
need to justify it. We understand.
Never.
I had been on so many dates prior, but was just really enjoying life and meeting new people and potential connections. This what did I call her? Anna, you know how to write. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
I'd been chatting online to a guy, can't remember which forum, for about a week. And everything seemed relatively normal with the conversations, but there was something odd I couldn't quite put my finger on. I was a swim instructor at the time, and that apparently was a big draw card for guys to message me. I'm guessing they were imagining Pamela Anderson and would rock up to the date. For those younger people...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like,
find Pam and Tommy on... What's it on? Is it Netflix or Stan or something?
oh, yeah, it's Netflix.
Yeah. So Pamela Anderson was a very famous actor.
Just Google Baywatch.
Baywatch. In the late 80s, early 90s, right?
Big fan.
Something like that.
Fan of
Anyway,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
So imagining Pamela Anderson would rock up to the date, which wasn't too far from the truth, but my breasts are bigger and I didn't have platinum blonde hair.
Okay.
Okay. Pamela Anderson had large breasts.
She did.
Still does, yeah. He was keen to meet up, but our schedules clashed, so we finally managed to find some spare time on a Friday night. I live near Armidale and he lived in Mandurah. So I was happy to drive down to meet him for dinner. Good call. And go you. You're under no obligation to drive that far. I would have suggested meet me halfway.
Yeah,
But-
I often try that.
But you've also meeting him somewhere neutral. Cool.
Yes.
Dinner on the first date, I've discussed that before. I'm not really into that because once again, you feel locked in. I'm more about a casual drink or a coffee or just a walk in the park.
Oh, walk in the park, but no
Yeah.
like sort of like serial killer walks in the park.
No. Like where there's going to be people. Okay. Well, you don't know until you've done it, I suppose.
Well, that's true.
We'll always refer back to Ted Bundy. He suggested 9 p.m. for dinner. Oh, okay.
That's weird.
Which I thought was a bit odd. Maybe he worked late.
Maybe.
He would have explained, or should have explained. I have a background in hospitality, and I know that the kitchens close and stop cooking food at a certain time of night, unless it's McDonald's. I said to make sure to book somewhere. Good call. And to check what time they stopped cooking. He said he would sort it all out. I did the usual tell my best friend at the time where I was going. You're a smart lady.
Yes,
what was her
you
name?
are.
Anna. Take a screenshot of his picture, send all his details just in case I went missing. Wise. A girl can't be too careful.
Never.
Neither can a man. I could easily have rocked up to that lady's house with the guitar and had 3 guys jump me with bats and take my very expensive guitar.
100%.
So ended up working late and raced to get home and change and drive down to Mandurah. Not being overly familiar with Mandurah, it took a while for me to figure out where I was going and pulled up to the car park and messaged him that I was there. He came to get me from my car and I asked where we were going for dinner. He said we would just wing it.
Wing it?
That's actually written there, but that's me as well. What the? Mate,
Yeah.
you said you were organising it.
Exactly.
We walk over to Grilled, so basically McDonald's,
Pretty much.
and they are putting the chairs on the tables in the outdoor area. First sign of them closing up. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Head over to the counter and they say that we are closing soon, but you can get takeaway. So we order and find a place to sit. While we are waiting at the table, it starts vibrating.
Oh.
And
Okay.
I had to stop
Vibrating
for a second.
table.
I'm like, okay, that is what it says. I realize he's tapping his foot so fast that it's causing the table to rock. I do that. Nervous thing.
Yeah.
Or, just when your brain switches off, sometimes you wobble. I look at him and ask if he's okay. He says yes. Start talking again. And I realize he's rocking back and forth slightly. Okay, that's starting to get, I don't know,
Yes.
you might have Parkinson's. I don't know.
We don't know yet.
They bring our order out to us and I get up to go, but he takes us outside to the outdoor seating area and takes the chairs off a table and sits down. That's a bit rude.
Super rude.
They told you they were closing. The
Yeah.
chairs are on the table.
Because they're closing.
Yeah, come on, give them a break. These are like teenagers who probably, when you're like 16 years old and you work in a place like Grilled or McDonald's, you're only allowed to work to a certain time of night, and you got to get out of there because it's in the like children working award or whatever it's called. That's wrong. Someone correct me. But they're not allowed to work, so they have to pack up and go home. Again, being in hospitality, this makes me very uncomfortable, as I know that when they do this, they really want to close. Well, yeah. I turn around to see a whole heap of eyes on me, like they're about to bury my body. Okay. And I shrug. He yells at them to bring over some napkins and clicks his fingers.
I can't stand that.
This guy's a dick.
And then did he say, garçon, garçon?
Snapping your fingers at people is so rude. You do so that rude. To call your dog.
Yeah. No, I can't stand that.
Don't do that. Wait staff are people too, mate. Get over yourself. I used to hate that when patrons did that to me, and rightly so. I tried to get him to leave, but he said that he paid for the food, paid for the meal, and he will sit down and eat it. Rude prick. I excused myself to go to the toilet, head over to the staff and apologize, saying it was a first date. I sit down at the table and he starts talking a million miles an hour. I can feel the table vibrating again. This is when bells start going off. This is when they start going off?
Really?
I think you probably had them earlier.
I'd say so.
And I realize this guy's probably on drugs and he's sniffing quite a lot. In between mouthfuls of him eating, he is telling me about his day. He works outdoors, and I gather that he does lawns for the council. So maybe he's got hay fever. He told me that he suffers from hay fever and didn't take the usual precautions with mask and antihistamines and was suffering today because of it. Well, I don't know.
That could be true.
Sounds reasonable, yeah. He finally finishes, and I suggest that we go for a walk along the river, and we head down. He is still talking a million miles an hour. I talk a lot when I'm nervous, and I'm not on drugs. Same. Like, I talk a lot anyway. You know.
You do.
New people, maybe not, but...
Oh, yeah. No, I do on a date.
On dates, yeah.
You just feel the silence, really. Yeah.
Dead right. I'd rather do that than sit there awkwardly.
Exactly.
And now we were getting stares from passerby as he is getting louder and louder. So, I suppose it's all in context as well. So I wasn't there, so I'm going to take a word for it. He pauses to do a big snort in between. Hot. Oh, yeah.
Just imagining it.
No, my word. We walk past the toilets and I suggest him getting some toilet paper to blow his nose and see if this helps, but he declines. We see a park bench and head over to sit down. I would have been in my car by this point, Michelle. What was her name? Anna? I'm not sure at this point if he even knows that I'm there, as I don't even get a chance to speak. Then he gets up and suddenly starts swearing and walking around in circles. I'm alarmed and ask what is wrong, and he tells me that he has a blood nose. Right. I suggest we go back to the toilet block and grab some paper towels or toilet paper. But he declined and sits on the bench and is rocking back and forth. Blood is pouring out of his nose. He says that he has a solution. I watch on in horror with blood still pouring out of his nose as he proceeds to take off his shoe and sock, and he puts his sock up his nose like a plug. At this point, I am done. So done. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have been done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. This song does it.
Oh, my God. I get up and tell him, thanks for tonight, but I have an early start tomorrow for work, not a light. And it's like, I would have gone, thanks for tonight, but
Bye.
What the hell?
Remind me never. I just
Jesus.
can't. Who uses a sock as a plug?
What?
Oh.
Mate. She's offering to help, like take some advice.
Yeah.
No, I'll just use me sock. She'll be right. She's all good. I'm a man. I'll just plug it up with a sock, eh?
Just so we're clear, not all Mandurah people do that.
Nah. Jesus. I know it's going to head home. He is miffed and says, so it's like that is it? Dude!
It's not been like the date of the century.
Dude, where's your intuition, bruh? To which I reply, yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, go you. And I walk off to my car. I keep turning around to look behind me, thinking he is going to follow and do something. I walk quicker and quicker back to my car, making sure to stay visible and under the street lights as it had got quite dark now. I run the rest of the way to my car, hop in and lock the door and breathe. As I'm driving down the main road to head home, I can see him walking back to where my car was, almost like he was looking for me. I drove home and look forward to never seeing or having contact from him again. He clearly didn't take the hint because for the next week he was blowing up my phone. Clearly I'd made an impression on him, or he's just a psychopath.
Yeah, sounds like that.
But I have no idea what kind. He was blocked shortly after that. Whoa.
That's insane. I'm sorry, this is sock. The sock does it for me.
Oh,
wow. Oh, I feel for her.
yeah.
That's crazy.
She sounds pretty smart.
She
and
does.
sensible,
She did
'cause
everything right.
Yeah, but I don't know what else to say. That's just awful.
I know.
So there were a lot of content, so we're going to leave it right here.
Okay.
And then we'll come back next week with more stories and, tune in then.
Sounds great.
Yeah.